Scooby-Doo-Boo-Doo-Boo-Doo-Boo-Doo-Boo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Citadel, NewChurch. If you like singing because it was a good war, yay. And without that out of the way, here's our recap because very great war, very well done to these guys. It really, really came that close. A tight war throughout. Would love to do another friendly war down the line just because of how great this was. Fuck off, tweeting. Now, going into this, it was a 0.3% lead, or barely with that we had. Very well done. As far as our hitters go, we had a couple altar boys that had some sweet six packs. We got the Maxil Barbaro at number 14s. We got the Ducks at number 17. Got Dwayne there at number 22. And then we got Green Never Dies 26. And Rihanna at number 30. We had a couple people with some shit hits. And again, I use this in air quotes because it's a fun way of saying you got the 95 to the 99%, just enough to do very well, but not enough to transpire. With those people, we have Mastro there at 25. We got Hamza at number 21. We got Miller Time there at number 20. We got JD Mindtricks at number 12. We got Michelle at number 11. We got the Grocer at number 10. We got Aussie at number 8. We got the Alpha Raptor at number 7. We got Shasty Foil at number 6. We got Maydew at number 5. And because he only gets one shot at love, Indominus Rex gets the nomination for the 90%. Very well done to him. And getting into the recaps themselves, we're going to start with number 4 with the Chasty Foils. Chasty Foils is one of those kinds of people. He likes to do both air and ground. Lately, it seems like he's rocking the socks on the ground. Don't mind the flip. So he gets a couple minions down to establish a funnels. He's going to get a wizards with the funnels. He's going to get the queen with the healers for a funnels. Funnels, yeah. So she's going to slowly but surely be making her way towards the outside of this base. His main objective is right there at 430 at that air defense, going straight down the core of this base, hoping to get the queen on the outside towards this archer tower, wizard tower, archer tower, air defense, yada, yada, yada. Test wall breaker to make sure that it's going to open the junction and not go careening out of control. Drops the giant further up. They help establish the funnel. Gets the wall breaker drops. And Shabubi gets it. Minions are still doing slight funneling there over on the sides. AQ finally steps into this base. Taking her time. Gets the rage. Drops the jump. Now here's where the CC's finally getting pulled. Very nice poison, so these witches can't try to be enough of a bitch to get on the outside and try to avoid it. Eagle is unfortunately triggered because he does drop his BK over here to help, again, with the funneling. Or should I say, yar. Haha. Anyways, Queen's going to take her time going in, finally targeting into the Eagle. And then she's going to keep going north to take out the enemy Archer Queen. Hogs are coming in here at 430, as I said earlier, to start slowly but surely, very tightly knit as well, to come up and take out all of these defenses. Queen finally steps up. Pops the ability to ensure that she's just going to speed the shenanigans up. Has the slammer over here. It's just enough for that air sweeper to keep pushing it out of the range, so he does get the defense drop with hogs inside of it. All its purposes is to basically ensure that the hogs make the turn going around. The Archer Queen actually tucks back around towards the left, so she's going to shoot some skeletons if they were on the hogs, as well as potentially having the healers jump to the hogs. Grand Warden ability still in the bag, because he likes to be a douchebag and always just enough on the cusp of where he needs to be. He hits the tome as soon as he hits the tornado trap. But at this point, everything is just very well cleaned. So well done to the Chasty Foils. And for the next ones, we're going to have Cisco at number 5. Drops his heroes over here at 7 o'clock. Taking out the BKs. Has to pop the ability a little bit sooner than he was hoping because of those Teslas. Also adding additional damage. Gets the loons over here to trigger. Enough to take out this Inferno Tower. That was their sole purpose. Anything extra would have been bonus. But hey, he got enough to establish the funnel for the Laloon that's going to be happening over there from 4 o'clock going counterclockwise. Queen is taking out some back-end defenses. The way that she actually retargets to that Archer Tower and not the gold storage was really, really nice. Anyway, starting the low at 4:30, going counterclockwise, triggering some early traps. Loons are coming in completely without getting attacked. Yar yar yar. Queen finally steps up to try to shoot some loons, and then the skeleton's right on top of her, and she's gonna drop like a sack of shit. That she is. Has some more Lalo coming up there at 1 o'clock. Everybody's pushing directly down the middle of this core. Hits the tome. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. Maybe it was the Eagle Fire I wasn't paying attention to. Sorry, my bad. The loons that are on the Eagle, unfortunately, are all going to slowly but surely peter out. But the Eagle Fires are aiming for the Warden rather than the loons themselves, so they are still fine and dandy. The one random skeleton right there actually is the MVP for the Eagle drop. And then from here on out, with those loons that were in the heel, the multi is going to do absolute shenanigans, and it is basic cleanup with all the pups and minions still coming around. It's times like these that's also slightly amusing, that if there was just one single red giant or one bomb or air bomb on the outside, all those minions and pups would have bit the dust. We'd be singing some Queen songs like Bohemian Rhapsody, but that's besides the point. Getting to number 6, we're going to do with YARIII. Again, finally, some ground is getting some love for a legit reason. Has Hogs tanking for the Wizard to establish this funnel. Cannon's going to retarget to this Golem, so the Wizards are going to continue establishing this funnel. Nobody's going to be able to peter back down towards the 7th or 30 area. Has a Golem up there at the 10 o'clock range to establish that side of the funnel. Gets a nice bowler bounce onto that Archer Tower. Everybody's going to go right down that alley. Was hoping that the Ram's going to open the junction right hither. Well, I clicked the wall, you can't see it. But anyway, CC triggers, hits the poison, misses the Golem, but aimed more for the Queen, so all is well. The Golem is unfortunately going to slow down the Ram, and it's just enough where it's going to finally get through there. But it's got to peter out right in front of it. So the Velks that do trigger outside of that are what's going to beat into this wall to get to the Eagle. He's going to start dropping his Hogs over here as there's somewhat of some tankage. King was going to be targeted for a second there, but then he's going to just keep on rocking and rolling. Queen's going right down the center of this core. She's going to snipe out this Expo. The Inferno Tower is going to drop before she gets to that. The Velks come in, take out the Eagle, MVP Velks. Woo-woo! Hog is still going counterclockwise, now at the 430 range. Heals on top of the bomb tower. Heals on top of more potential areas that would be high risk with all that DPS hitting them one at a time. Queen comes back in. Since she has her ability, he's just going to pop it as soon as she hits that Inferno Tower. They drop it like a sack of shit that it is. In range of that Wizard Tower. Takes it out. The Archers are unfortunately not going to get there in the nick of time to somewhat tank for the Queen to get in there a little bit quicker. But since he still has a heal, enough of these Hogs are going to be fine and dandy coming around, that the Queen's actually going to just step up, shoot these skeletons that would potentially be more of a hazard to these Hogs before she finally kicks the bucket and dies. And at this point, he still has his BK up with Wizards behind the tank. If there was anything of a need, he is very well good to go. So well done to the YARIII. For our next attack, we got Asi and a Basilon. I think this is another one that takes a little bit of time, but I do believe he had some swag with this hit. Yep. Has the Giants coming over here at the 130 range, tanking for these hidden Teslas with the baby behind, with a Valk that helps speed things up with that Dark Elixir storage. The CC is slowly but surely triggered. 3 Valks and a baby with a little Archer that help for extra shenanigans. Loon tanking for this Archer Tower with his dying death. Actually gets it. One random Velks takes out that funneling Wizard, but it's alright. The Queen isn't going to go anywhere because the rest of that rest of the funnel was established. The Ram is just going to beat through all of this crap. The Wizard Tower isn't going to do much damage compared to the Archer. That's why he's decided to freeze those two instead of the Wizard Tower. Hardy har har. King is coming in. The Ram takes out the Inferno Tower and the wall, which is really sweet. So now he's getting some very good penetration. That's what she said. AQ unfortunately doesn't get more of it a jump, but the bowlers are going to be able to bounce on top of that biatch and take her out. They're going to get out of the range of that Expo and can be completely unharmed at this point, dropping loons to help ensure that the bomb tower doesn't smoke those bowlers. Even though they are targeting 2 different walls, all is well. 6 o'clock going clockwise, he's going to start with his Lalo. The mortar's going to drop, doesn't have to do much of a haste because the hounds are doing a very well job of tanking. More loons coming slowly but surely in behind, helping those loons speed up finally when everybody's about to get to the core, when the one hound is about to pop. Decides to freeze the multi to ensure that everybody in this nice little immediate core right here is going to drop. Wizard Tower isn't going to do much of shenanigans because he's going to drop the heal directly on top of that. Still has the 2 haste for the backside. I think that's what he actually swags at this point. He's hoping that that hound would pop, but unfortunately half health. It doesn't really matter. He's got the cleanup. Very well done to him. If anything, I think he drops the haste just to help speed the loons up for this back end for the cleanup. The queen was still up, so very well done to him. For our next attack, I do believe it was Elisa with number 9, or number 8. She's number 9. Can't read. Trying to remember which way she starts in this attack. Nope, she does the skeleton bomb on this one. Just basically freezes the mortar and the bomb tower. Drops the second freeze as soon as it would be potentially to pop, hoping to get that second air sweeper. Unfortunately, all these skeletons are going to finally kick the bucket with those mortars. But he got primarily all he was really after with the queen and the CC. Starting with the baby over there at the 2 o'clock range. Has the BK beside him, the way these funnel was already established. Baby's going to be continuing on for that little cleanup that he does, completely unharmed, unless there's a Sam. King is going to have to pop his ability momentarily. Queen does step up to get the Tesla, then comes into the Archer Tower. Almost perfectly lined, not just enough where she was going to take some damage. It would have been sweet if the King would have been just a little bit slower, didn't have to pop the ability. She goes down this alley, so that way as soon as she's about to die, pops the ability and snags that second Inferno Tower. Or first. Somebody can't count. Math. But yeah, with her dying breath, she takes out the Inferno Tower. So from here on out, he's going to do his Lalo. He's going to start over there at the 4 o'clock range. Hound taking up a bunch of those traps. Loons directly into the air defense. So that way, although those pups are going to bite the dust, they are going to be able to take down that air defense and everybody can keep going clockwise. Has the slammer tanking. And I do believe it is not enough to get that Inferno Tower. Oh, he does. Sweet. Anyways, continuing with his Lalo going clockwise. This is slowly but surely sitting on the haste. The hound is enough to tank. Still has the slammer up. Still has a bunch of loons up. Since the slammer is faster, he's going to be the one that flies out directly in front of the whole herd. So he's going to tank for this double air defense. He gets the one single drop and takes it out. The air defense somehow targets to a loon. But anyways, he's going to drop that air defense with himself. Wizard Tower is basically going to try to snipe him down. But hey, at this point, very well done to Eliza. Pops the loons to help speed that up, even though it's going to be a loon orgy on top of all of themselves. And very well done. For our next attack, we got Ani at number 10. 1, 2. Nice symmetrical base, kind of perfect for the minor attacks that we like to seize. So he's going to start his queen over there at the 11 o'clock range, 11 o'clock or closer to the 12 for the baby dragon for the funnel. So as the dark spell factory is going to drop, retargets to keep going for the funnel established. He's hoping to get that queen right down this nice little alley, right towards that wizard tower. He's going to drop the BK onto this dark barracks. That way, the ram, when it comes in, is going to go directly in towards this Inferno Tower, end up at the elixir storage before it finally pops. So, AQ Walk, turning into his slight charge without having the wall breaker entries, going to make her way right down this alley. Very well done. Since it's a multi, that ram doesn't give a flying shit about what's about to happen to it. Air defenses are dropping like a sack of shenanigans that they are. Freezes the CC. One of the Velks unfortunately does survive outside of it, but he does get the nice queen kill. Dropping the rage for when this ram is about to bite the dust. Queen did jump the wall, so the Velks are just going to completely gut this core. And as soon as the queen is about to make the turn, that's when he starts dropping his miners over there at 7 o'clock. So that way, although the healers are unfortunately biting the dust from this expo up here, the miners are just going to slowly but surely be making their way in. Queen still has her abilities. She's going to be taking out a lot more of these defenses with her dying breath. So these miners are going to be completely unharmed just going forward. So this was more of a true smash than anything else. Again, all the queen is doing at this point is just taking out all these defenses. Although the Expo does somewhat stay up, they're in a heal, so everything that's happening right now, they just don't give a shenanigans about. BK finally did die there at 6 o'clock. I was wondering whatever happened to him. But anyways, he does have wizards for the funneling and behind. Does trigger a giant bomb ever so slightly, but because the miners are going to get healed underneath the ground, they are G to G. So the fact that he still even has a heal in the bag, very well done. So just speed this up. Although I think he kind of hits the heal a little bit early to the point where it was enough to heal him a little bit, and then I don't know. But anyways, very well done to Ani. That was a true smash. Our next attack is going to be the ducks at number 13. You know, when the roosters crow and the cows come back from the pasture, the ducks fly together. So he's going to drop his BK over here at the 4 o'clock range. The queen at number 2. He's going to sit on the healers until the queen is about to basically die, because healers have the same AI as the Archer Queen and the Grand Warden, where they like to be little bitches. So you have to basically either have the king die, which he has to do in this case. He's going to beat on a wall. Perfect for this queen to just continue walking towards the central part of this base, right there towards the Wizard Tower Archer Queen compartment area. So yeah, the king is going to finally kick the bucket because of the expo. And then the healers retarget to the queen. She's completely unfazed. Just rage them up for this Archer Dragon CC. Poison's doing his job. Dragon finally gets there, but again, it's got to be like a quick 7 shots and he's dead. Queen does step up just in the nick of that range. I have no idea how, but hey, I'll take it. Drops another rage to help speed this up. Does get her down and to save the ability. The expo is still targeting the queen. Now the second one is locked on, but since the other one's going to drop in 6 hits, good to go. Queen is still just taking out a whole bunch of the defenses in this base. Hits the jump so that way she goes directly into that multi. And the way that she's angled, the healers are going to be fine. Dropping another rage, because that's all that queen is after, is just go towards that compartment. And then he's going to start his Lalo from 430 going clockwise. A bunch of loons over here to get this cannon completely unfazed. The hound is nicely tanking, so he's just going to sit on these loons, not worrying about the heal hastes. Still has the slammer that I do believe he's going to drop towards this Wizard Tower compartment over Hithos. Queen is doing her job over there at the 1 o'clock compartment. Yep, there's the slammer at the 8 o'clock compartment with the loons in behind. He does hit the haste for those loons on this Wizard Tower to help beat that air sweeper. Now that all these loons are collapsing at the same time towards that compartment, that multi-target Inferno is going to drop. All these loons in a nice heal are going to take out the cannon air defense. Queen's going to pop her ability to get the other air defense, so they're going to be completely unfazed. And at this point is general cleanup with all his minions, pups, and wizards still floating in behind. So well done to the ducks. Our next attack is the Luckman at number 14. Woo! He's going to do the Slammer Electron. Just drops it onto this Hidden Tesla. It is going to trigger a Sam, but it doesn't matter. The way that the Slammer is going to be targeting in towards the base is fine in dandies. So as soon as it pops, drops the clones, freezes the air defense in the single, so that way the Electro Dragon is going to be fine and dandy, taking everything out. He's going to actually bounce back outside of this base, I do believe, for whatever reason. Yes, he does. Anyways, he's dropping his heroes over there at 8 o'clock. King to tank, queen to behind. The loon is actually going to die to this Wizard Tower with his little last dying breath, or is the Archer Tower? It's one of the two. Archer Tower. Sorry, my bad. Electro Dragon is actually going to keep the queen moving forward. As the king gets the funnel, she will go to this air defense and go inside of the base to get towards this Expo, BK, Cannon, compartment area. That Electro Dragon is actually going to take out some of those storages, so well done. He's going to start his Lalo from 6 o'clock going counterclockwise. Loons slowly but surely taking their time to go in. The queen is going to be taking out Cannon Archer Tower to help push them in towards more of that Bomb Tower, Cannon, Expo area. Hounds are tanking very well. He drops the haste to get that Archer Tower, Wizard Tower, so everybody's going to go from air defense, cannon, cannon, air defense. So now they're going to fight the sweeper. Unfortunately, it's just enough for the sweeper push them outside of that haste so they don't get the second push to get back in. Has the loons over there at the 130 range with that haste to help clean up that back end side. Electro Dragon is still up with more than a half health, so this base was truly smashed. Well done to the Luckman. For our next attack, we got Max. He had a very good war for his 10, and I do believe I am showing both of his because they were both basic swag hits. Anyways, he's going to drop a naked ram over there at the 12 o'clock region. The way this ram actually just like retargets to avoid this storage. Yeah, look at that. That was pretty badass. I could never do that if I tried. My ram would always hit that storage and it would just pop and the Valks would just die. Triggers the CC, takes out everything in those two compartments that he was after. Valks are going to come over to the lab and barracks before they try to go back inside the base to take out those archers, but it doesn't matter. They serve their purpose. Dropping the golem down here at 6 o'clock. We're going to wait for the CC to come down. Has the wizard to help establish a funnel. Queen in behind. Unfortunately, the BK is going to try to step forward into more of these defenses to get to these archers. So he will unfortunately bite the dust before the golem pops, I do believe. The baby was dropped to help establish the funnel. He does slowly but surely come over to help eliminate that dragon in the CC. The king finally drops. The golem is still fine and dandy. Golem retargets, but unfortunately the hidden Tesla Wizard Tower are going to be enough to retarget towards her. And then she's going to trickle back over towards this gold storage. He's doing his hogs over here from 130, going clockwise. Can't read a clock anymore. He still has archers in the CC that are going to be a little bit of a nuisance in this attack. I do believe he drops the poison pretty shortly. Anyways, healing the hogs where they're going to be potentially be. The queen is going to continue moving forward, where she, as soon as that elixir storage drops, that she's going to go towards these archer tower, wizard tower, archer tower outside. Archers are finally going to bite the dust with that poison. It was only like 4, so it wasn't too bad, but it was still enough to potentially have a risk. Multi-Inferno, it didn't really do much of anything. He does hit the springs, which at the very last 3 hogs, I do believe, with that little push, but he does have the swag heal. So again, very well done to Max. For our next attack, we have the Lele at number 16. Yep. No, I got reading it wrong. Michelle number 16. Lele's number 18. Derp, 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 derp. Anyways, the loon the tank for a Sam, and then the slammer is going to come in towards this multi, slowly but surely trickling his way into the base. Although there's a few number of defenses targeting him, the slammer is going to be fine and dandy. Finally makes his way into this wizard tower. Drops the clones to make sure that everything's going to get cloned fast. The nice split with the loon, so everything in that compartment drops. I do believe he gets the expo with the dying breath. Yep. Electro Dragon is going to bounce back out, establishing the cleanup. The way that he does the shockwaves, this archer tower is going to be in range. It's not going to be enough to take him out, and he's just going to keep going on. Wizard tower to get towards that town hall area. Speed this little process up. Has the baby over there to help speed up with that cleanup. The chains of the Electro Dragon are actually getting a lot of value out of this base. Still hasn't dropped his heroes, and he still has a minute left of the attack. He drops the BK, so that way it targets towards this barracks right hither, with the Electro Dragon getting that nice little funnel. As soon as that gold mine drops, the AQ is going to try to go to the barracks cannon, but since he retargets and removes the cannon, she will go into this wall as well. He has a Hound Loon CC. It's gonna suck, but hey, it is what it is. Doesn't have a poison for the Loon, but hey, he gets it anyway. The Electro Dragon is actually going to be somewhat of an MVP somehow, because this chain is going to get to the air defense, and then he comes over and helps with the AQ on the Hound, having his Lalo started over there at 130 going counterclockwise. Loon's behind the Hounds, slowly but surely. He's just sitting on him because, well, the Hounds are doing their job. Has a whole bunch of pups, has a whole bunch of everything going on. Unfortunately, this right little narrow alley that the air sweeper had, the Loons have avoided it with that haste, but hey, still has a freeze in the bag. Queen was handled with that CC because the Electro Dragon somewhat tanked. And at this point, it's a Loon orgy because he still has a Hound that wasn't even popped. So well done to Michelle. The next attack, we have Max again at number 17. And with another hog attack nonetheless. He's going to drop the Loon to early tank for this Slammer. He is going to slowly but surely retarget to these hidden Teslas. They do go back to the Wizard Tower that he wanted. Rages the Velks to get all of the heroes down and that skeleton trap that was triggered. It is a Houndloon CC, so yet again, it's going to be slightly awkward to kill, but hey, it is what it is. Drops the Archer completely unfazed, so the Hound is going to slowly but surely get its way over. Drops the baby to speed that thing up. The Loon isn't going to do much of anything. Has the wizard on the Town Hall, enough to get the Loon further into that poison. Drops the AQ on the back end side of this Hound, so when it pops, the Wizard was supposed to get the front end of these pups, the baby was to get the center, and the Queen would get the back end. Didn't quite work out that way, so the baby is the sacrificial lamb for the Queen before he starts dropping this BK that potentially go inside of this base to get this Tesla. The Queen is not going to follow suit. She's going to go on the outside. It doesn't matter. She's going to get the back end defenses right hither. King is going to die on a wall before he starts doing his hogs over there at the 430 range, going counterclockwise. He's going to drop a heal directly on this multi and 2 wizard towers, so that was very well. Plus, trying to get that giant bomb and 2 small bombs for witches, I guess, but the hogs in the heal very, very nicely placed. They are going to target to this bomb tower, so another great placement for that heal. Hogs over there at the 130 range, still slowly but surely making their way in. Queen is going to be making her way around to the backside. It's going to unfortunately take a little time on that elixir storage. But anyways, the hogs are still coming around. He's going to drop the heat. No, he doesn't for that bomb tower. He's just going to sit on it. But anyways, hogs are just going to finish up these last 2 defenses as he still has all this cleanup floating around. I'm not sure where he dropped the miner. He's floating somewhere. But at this point, it was another well smash. Has the swag poison just for shenanigans. So well done. And now we're going to go to the Lele attack. Yeesh. Another attack that was done within 2 minutes, so kind of well done to him. He's going to drop a naked blimp. Sole purpose is to get to the 2 air defenses and the Inferno Tower with his dying breath. Has loons in it. They're going to get a nice little split. Take out the air defenses, and as soon as that Expo drops, that's when the baby kind of just finishes everything off. So that core was demolished for everything except for that dark elixir storage, but that doesn't really matter. The king is going to be over there at the 10 o'clock range, minion at 9 to help establish the funnels. Poison for the baby, so that way he can somewhat sit onto this BK ability. He's going to beat a couple buildings, and then he's going to get outside of this. Nope, he don't. Anyways, the queen slowly behind. There's a whole bunch of defenses here, perfect for this low. Would have been nicer if you got a little bit more than just this gold storage out of it, but hey, it is what it is. She is going to bounce back down towards that cannon. Anyways, he's going to start his Lalo over there at 12 o'clock. They're going to hopefully come straight down this core. He is going to fight an air sweeper, but he has more than enough haste, rage, and a heal. Gets the bomb tower, so that way everybody's going to go to this Archer Tower, Inferno Tower, still slightly fighting this air sweeper. Loons finally take it down. He has back end loons to get to this Wizard Tower. It drops. The Queen is just going to drop with that skeleton spell placement. Has a heal for this Wizard Tower, Air Bomb, and Archer Tower. Still has a haste in the bag, but at this point the loons are actually very well spaced out, so the only thing that would phase him at this point is just a bunch of SAMs and a bunch of red bombs that clearly aren't there. And at this point, just basic cleanup, pups, minions, and a baby everywhere to get the cleanup, so well done to the Lele. For our next attack, we got Dewait there at number 21. What number am I on? He's going to get a free bowler bounce there at the 730 area. Has a wizard with a free barracks there at the 430 range. He's going to drop the ram there at the 5. Queen in behind. BK to help establish the funnel. The single is going to try to do its best to take out this ram, but with the way this junction drops, as soon as that thing was opened was all he was after. BK is going to try to walk outside, but then he comes back around, gets the second freeze, so that way the IQ can take out the Inferno Tower. Rages up that core. The Queen does jump, so it is going to drop to the BK. Our Archer Queen is going to come back over finally to help eliminate this dragon with her last dying breath in that poison. Starting as Lalo over here at the 7 o'clock range, going clockwise. Hound is tanking a bunch of these traps. Haste the loons inside of these wizard towers to speed them up. And with the way that this air sweeper is pushing the loons back into the haste to help take out those expos. Unfortunately, that haste was a little bit too soon. They finally get back into it, so that way they're going to finally go and finish the rest of that core. A whole bunch of loons are collapsing on that air defense. Drops a haste and a heal to make sure that they're going to be fine and dandy versus this wizard tower. But at this point, it's just so many loons. So many loons, oh my god. And a nice little split from them as well. So that way, as soon as this Hidden Tesla drops, it's going to be nice cleanup. Would have been nice if that Hound soaked up the sand, but hey, it is what it is. And at this point, basic cleanup. Still has a Hound up. But it doesn't matter. He smashed it. And for our next one, we got Rihanna at number 23. Yep. A definite hit that was less than 2 minutes, so very well done to them. It's always nice when you see Town Hall 9s not resorting to witch slaps, even though we do have some people in our clan that do them from time to time. It is always nice to see anything besides that. Drops his heroes over there at the 4 o'clock range. Tanking for these defenses. Mainly taking out all those defenses for that air sweeper, so that way the loons would come in from behind. AQ behind gets the Teslas before she retargets to that wizard tower. Unfortunately, the wizard archer tower over here does target her, even though, yeah, I don't get it. BK just basically establishing the funnels, even though there's nothing to take out that archer tower cannon, but hey, it is what it is. Queen, I do believe, bites the dust of it. Yeah, giant bomb just before it drops. Would have been nice to get that too, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, starting as Lolo from 7 o'clock, going clockwise. Just going to sit on these loons, because as soon as they hit this haste, that's when he could do the poison drop, and that Queen is going to drop like a sack of shit that she is. Hits the sweepers, and then continuing on with his Lalo. He does have 2 different little congregations going on, so he's going to haste the one at 10 o'clock for them at that wizard tower, and then he's going to haste these loons over here for the air defense when that Hound is about to pop. Drops the haste for this back end wizard tower. If I can click it, there we go. A whole bunch of loons are just going to basically topple that air defense in one go. And he still has a haste in the bag. He's just going to sit on it because that Expo isn't going to do much of anything, although the skeleton trap does trigger. I think it could have been swagged at this point, but hey, it is what it is. It has so many minions, so many pups that the cleanup was very well done. For our next one, we got Mastro at number 24. I do believe this is a base that we saw in our last recap with the Immortal 50, just slightly flipped if anything. This does look like an online base, but hey, it is what it is. Dragon Baby CC, something you don't really see so much at Town Hall 9 because it's kind of easily handled. Has the minion to help establish that they come overs. Drops his BK over there at the 130. Queen in behind. The baby is going to get in front, but hey, as soon as the dragon gets back in the range, he'll be right behind again. AQ takes out the baby. The BK is just basically tanking at this point. BK does go over to the elixir storage. Still tanking for this queen, so that by the time this dragon drops, she's fine and dandy to take out this archer tower, wizard tower. She is going to reroute back to this air sweeper, which is really, really nice. The barbs are actually getting some cleanup over there at the 12 o'clock range. As soon as the wizard tower drops, she will tuck back in towards this dark elixir, pop the ability. And she does get a couple shots off on the enemy archer queen. I think it's like maybe 2. It wasn't much. Oh, she got 3. Sweet. Anyway, he's going to do his Lalo over there at 10:30, going counterclockwise. Hound to tank and soak up a bunch of these traps. Just going to let the lunars be floating. Nothing's really harming them. He does get the haste finally when they do collapse. He's going to fight the crap out of this air sweeper, but at this point, Mastro just doesn't give a fuck. Teslas are going to be popping on that outside there, trying to be a troll, but he just doesn't give a shenanigans about that. He does drop the skeleton spell a little bit too green, but that bomb tower is going to be eliminated, so he's good to go. Archer Queen finally kicks the bucket. He still has 2 hounds up. He's hasting these loons through this base. That's kind of what actually ate a lot of the time, so it would have been done a lot sooner had they popped. So that's just how much of a loon orgy that he had for this hit was 2 hounds. So again, very well done to the Mastro. Just slow but surely is waiting for the cleanups. For the next one, we have Green Never Dies at number 26. I do believe he drops a minion for the CC pull because it's stupid easy. I don't know why you do this anymore in this meta for Town Hall 9, but hey, it is what it is. Just has a baby and 5 archers, so I wonder what else would be in that CC. Dropping the minion, getting an extra little free hits onto these buildings over there at the 6 o'clock range. Baby and the archers are going to get soaked into this poison. Unfortunately, there is a Tesla there that the king is just going to keep soaking up. Queen will not retarget until that town hall finally passes away. And then she's going to get a couple 2 shots, I think, on the baby before he croaks. Nope, poison death. Okay. The king is going to go outside, so the queen has got absolutely nothing but these 2 air defenses right here. I do believe that's kind of what we sit on for a moment. It's just her banging on storages. I think he pops the ability to ensure that they go down so he can go on to his Lalo. Apparently not. Yeah, he gets it for the second one. Does soak up the giant bomb, so she gets the storage, and that's when she's going to croak from that BK. So he's going to start his Lalo over here at the 12 o'clock range, soaking up some Sams with the loons of all things, but hey, it is what it is. Gets the skeleton drop finally onto the queen, so now she's going to kick the bucket. He's going to get a nice little lunar split onto these defenses. Just hasting the loons through those wizard towers. Gets the loons on the back ends for this archer tower, wizard tower areas. Drops the heal over here for this one, so that way they can just keep going since the majority of the loons and the hounds are over here on this side. So as that wizard tower is trying to beat on the loons over here, he isn't going to get much of anything. I do believe that's where the last haste is going to be dropped. Nope, I think he swags it. Okay. Still has 2 hounds up. Loon orgy. Those are the best kind of orgies to have besides with cavemen, but that's besides the point. I do believe he purely swags the heal or the haste. Nope, he drops it. Sweet. Next attack we got Mubin with number 27. Archer's getting some free sniping on some buildings. Drops the loon, the tank for the baby for a Sam. Drops a loon for the baby for the Sams. He's going to try to get his heroes to go directly in towards this BK areas. Dropping the golems for the furnace. Wizards getting the early hits on these buildings, so that way everything's going to collapse and be able to jump directly onto this cannon going into the base. Army camp is going to slightly stay up. You think that everything would try to be a Jackmo and try to go on the outside, but no, he actually nets it with the BK getting it and then coming right back in. With the way that this wizard tower was up, helped the bowlers and the AQ stay inside, continuing on with the CC, and then jumping inside as well. Nice bowler bounces to that back end bomb tower, so they're completely free of the splash damage. BK is tanking for the bowlers. Golem is tanking for the Archer Queen, dropping a couple hogs over here at the 11 o'clock for these Teslas. Finally, these bowlers are going to be in the range of this wizard tower. I do believe he drops a couple hogs for these guys as well. Queen is just fine and dandy with that golem. 2 hogs were still up over there at the 11 o'clock, coming over to that cannon. He's going to rage the queen to beat through the wall. And that way, as soon as she gets into range, she will take out that Archer Queen in 3 shots. Bowler actually helps. They make it so it's only 2. Yep, there's the hogs over there at the 7 o'clock range. They're going to come directly into this core. Do believe he has wizards there for the cleanup. Wizard clears the cleanup. Queen finally pops her ability. They help speed this little process up. But at this point, that cannon mortar isn't going to do much of anything. Still even has a freeze in the bag, so very well done to Mubin. And for our last one, we do have Mikey at number 29. He has his AQ charge over here starting at the 2 o'clock range. Has a loon to soak up for the SAM that the healers would have hit. The AQ is actually going to be wrapping around the base going clockwise, not counter, courtesy of this one random wall junction there. He does unfortunately soak up the SAM that was hidden right there, but hey, he still has enough healers. AQ is going to step in first, quick 3 shots, and she's dead. Then he's going to soak up another SAM, which really sucks. With the skeletons, I do believe he has to finally pop the ability. Yep. Archers are going to take on those skeletons. And then he's going to continue on with his AQ walk going around. King is to help take out a whole bunch of these high HP buildings. Speed this up because it's just basically slowly but surely walking. Gets the wall breaker junction there at 430. Opens it up. Boop, boop. And then rages the queen with the 2 healers that she has. She's going to tackle this CC. And with the way that the Valks baby archers actually spread out for whatever reason, gets it nailed. And very well done. BK is going to go army camp, build her hut, and then come back to this air defense. Archer queen is going to take out the air defense, CC, archer tower, and then bounce back out to this air defense at the same time. Oh, he actually starts his Lalo now. Okay, starting his Lalo over here from the 130 range, going counterclockwise. Has 2 hounds tanking for these air defenses. They are fighting a sweeper, but nothing's hitting the loons, so he's just going to sit on them. He wants this bomb tower dropped primarily to establish the funnel so that we go air defense, air sweeper, wizard tower. Archer queen to BK still beating on these walls back here for the backhand side. Still has a rage and 2 hastes. Hound is tanking for this Tesla wizard towers, so those loons are completely fine. Finally, he has to haste for this wizard tower to get to these Teslas into the core. Rages the loons over here this back end side to help speed them up. The queen is about to bite the dust, and yeah, she does. But at this point, it was basic cleanup, and very well done to him, with the loon orgy still having 2 hounds up. And with that, it does wrap up our recap for this war. Again, YARIII, very, very great war. We would love to do another friendly war into the future. Please hit us up. We would probably suck your dick just for the thrill of the penis in our mouths. But besides that, we hope you have a happy holidays and have a good one.